Well, today I have my new to me Bluesman vintage Deville. So I got this in maybe 2-3 days back. I'm going to kick this off by just playing through the paces of how it sounds, and then I'll tell some of the backstory, kind of the build quality, things like that. I'm playing through my Tone Hammer 500 SL112 cab. Everything's flat, so you're just getting the bass. When I first start off, and it's passive, so I'll just play with the tone knob open about 50%, which is what I typically do on most P basses, and we'll go from there. Play a little pick style here. Really good pick tone on this bass. A little bit of slap style. You may pick up a little bit of just the string noise and stuff. I'm playing off the phone mic, so man, I'm not a pro bass player. I play on the weekends. I don't have the gear to do it, but if you want to hear what it sounds like coming off the amp in my room, great. This is what this is. So a little slap style. Yeah, so it's P bass slap. I don't really do a lot of slap either way, but it's got a good bright sound. That's with 50% on the tone knob. So I'm gonna turn the tone knob up. This has got a pretty bright sound. So for their P bass pickup, in my opinion, very aggressive. I like that because I like having the ability to go there if I need to. So this is all the way open. Pick style all the way open. Slap again. Bright. This is the bass with the tone knob completely off. Same thing, pick style, all the way down, not rolled off. Slap again. Tones kind of in between. I would keep this at the 50% mark because to me that sounds the most balanced without all the string noise. Now I will say the action's a little lower than what I like typically on a P-Bass. I'm really digging in on quite a bit on this one. One of the key things I tell you right off the bat, when I took this out of the case from shipping and I tuned it up, the action is super low. It's like almost underneath the frets. And believe it or not, most of them aren't fretting out. I do have to use a little softer touch than I probably normally would. I'll probably raise the action just a hair for my take, just because I'm a little bit more physical player. But the same token, it is really great setup right out the box. John and the Bluesman Vintage guys really know what they're doing when it comes to doing setups. So I've owned a bunch of high-end basses over the years. If you've seen any of my other videos, I like the high-end Ernie Ball stuff, Sadowski. I own a Federa. I would put this on par with better than the Sadowski, which is a metric, so it's the Warwick stuff. But a little lesser than the Federa setup. And if you know what Federa does, they actually do it by hand, then they pleck the neck, and then they do it by hand again. These guys pretty much do it all by hand in shop, and it's spot on. And for the price point, this is going to be about $3 cheaper than your standard Federa. I would go with this in a heartbeat. For the price point, this is the best setup I've played on a bass for this price. So a little background here. I researched getting a good custom passive P-Bass. So as part of that, of course, I was looking at Fender custom shops and looking at all the options and doing the relic styles or the new old style, looking at the price point, looking at how long it took to get them. Stumbled across Bluesman Vintage as an option. Bluesman Vintage has been around for probably close to a decade, I think. But their list of people that have been using them is a list of session guys, a lot of CCM players, a lot of really good endorsers. So it kind of caught my attention. Started looking at their price point and what the cost was, how much does it take to get a custom done and all that. And I ended up selling on them. It's a lot cheaper than a Fender custom shop, my 2 cents, and the wait was around 11 months. Some of that was my own fault. I'll go over my spec list and tell you, I kind of put something on here that's a little price point. Well, not price point, but a little bit of a delay for where they could get this. So some of that's on me. I actually originally built this bass, or had this bass built with a alder body, maple neck, a rosewood fretboard, their stock Deville pickup, all passive, and their stock, their hardware, their headstock, tuners, nut, and everything was all stock they do in the shop. In June, I got a chance to go actually meet John Scott and check out the shop, get to talk to him for a little bit. And he took me in the back of the shop and actually showed me some of the different woods that they keep on hand. And they're doing some unique stuff. So they use roasted pine, and they use some other woods that are extremely lightweight. Somewhere you can get a P-Bass for like 6 pounds. And it starts cutting the bottom out a little bit, but whenever I started hearing some of the basses made out of roasted pine, I was like, that sounds like alder, and it's cutting out like a pound or two out of the weight of the bass. This bass here is right under 8 pounds, very light for a P-Bass. It's got a good bottom end sound, got a good full mid-range tone to it, so I'm extremely happy with it. On the bass itself, I actually sent them some pictures of a relic P-Bass that I wanted to copy, and they nailed it. I mean, it is just like the pictures that I sent them. And this color is aged Pelham Blue, so it's kind of got the Dave Grohl looking Gibson color going on to it. But if you look at some of the aging and stuff, it is really cool. Color came out fantastic. I went with Proloid blocks, but I didn't do binding. I unfinished the back of the neck, so the neck is smooth like Ernie Ball neck is. A little finishing at the top. I didn't quite do the wear like you do on one of these vintage Fender custom shops, because I like it even. I like to wear it even, so I don't feel it anywhere. I'm a guy that uses the top of the fretboard probably more than what I should. So I appreciate the heck out of that. This has got some great fretwork on it. It's great P-Bass sound with a lot of tone control. I'd buy another one in a heartbeat. I will play my first gig with this here soon. I'm actually playing a church service, so it'll be a live feed. You can see how it blends. I'll put it in the comment section so you can hear how it sits. Highly, highly endorse Bluesman Vintage basses. Would tell you, check them out before you go sink some money in a Fender custom shop and give them a chance, because all the custom stuff I got on here is definitely worthwhile. Oh, last thing, the pick guard. I got a black anodized pick guard, just like you get on a 50s P-Bass. That's what took about 2 months extra to get on this bass. So they're doing about 9-10 month delivery windows. But that thing, apparently there's not a lot of folks that make them. It's a long lead item. So I waited a little bit extra, but one of the cool things that John and them did is they put some wear and aluminum right there and on the volume knob, so it looks like it's been relic there too. It came out great. I'm happy. So John Scott is the owner of the company, Bluesman Vintage in Spring Hill, Tennessee. Check them out when you get a chance. And like I typically say when I end my review videos, if this doesn't do for you, just go get a P bass. Well, this is a P bass. Can't get much better than that.